glance, pull-ups may seem like a very simple movement. What's so difficult about it? You just grab the bar with your hands and lift your body up, and voila, you're done. But in reality, it's not that simple. People often make a lot of technical errors when performing this exercise, and then wonder why they're not making progress. In this video, I've compiled the main mistakes that many people aren't even aware of, and that can sabotage your results. So keep watching until the end. Perhaps you've made some of these mistakes yourself. It will be very interesting and helpful. Let's get started. By the way, friends, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on my latest updates. The first mistake is when you engage your legs or any other part of your body that is not related to the upper body. Your legs should be completely still and immobile. They shouldn't be jerking or assisting with the lift or providing any kind of swinging motion. This is a common mistake, especially among beginners who think they need to use their legs to generate momentum and make the exercise easier. But that's not the kind of challenge we want during pull-ups. The primary muscles involved are the back muscles, followed by the arm muscles, and anything below the waist should not be involved. Let's move on. The next mistake is any sudden movements or jerks. A fundamental rule of pull-ups is to maintain a smooth motion. The speed can vary, but it should always be smooth without any jerking or abrupt changes. Of course, if you're attempting a more advanced technical exercise or a strength-based movement in street workout, some jerking may be necessary to optimize the load. However, pull-ups are a different story. The goal of pull-ups is to develop our muscles, and sudden movements don't align with that objective. For example, when it comes to strength-based movements, it's important to demonstrate our technique. I'm not against technique, it's just necessary to separate technique from muscle development. So, if we want to develop our back and arm muscles, we need to focus on smooth execution. Let's move on. The next mistake is having a relaxed posture between repetitions. By the way, this mistake is not only made in pull-ups but in almost all exercises. It happens when an athlete tries to break up the muscles by performing sets in a way that allows them to rest at the extreme points of the range of motion. For instance, after completing a pull-up, they fully relax on the bar and hang vertically. This position is not advisable and highly discouraged because it hampers muscle development. Numerous studies have shown that the greatest activation of muscle fibers and subsequent hypertrophy and muscle mass development occur when the muscles are constantly engaged without rest between repetitions. I'm not talking about sets, but specifically about repetitions within a single set. It's optimal to maintain tension throughout and fully extend to relax our muscles. This will yield the best results. Another issue that stems from this point, but for different reasons, is the complete extension of the elbows. If we fully extend, it reduces the load on the muscles and hinders progress. We've already discussed this in detail, but there's another consideration regarding the health of our joints and ligaments. It's generally not recommended to fully extend the elbows and knees in almost all exercises. This places excessive and prolonged stress on the joints, which can lead to pain and significant tissue wear and tear over time. So here we have a double negative effect. The muscles are not effectively targeted, and the joints can start to experience discomfort. Moving on. The next thing that hinders your progress in pull-ups is improper breathing. This has been mentioned from the very beginning, but many people tend to forget about it. It's a classic rule that applies to all exercises for muscle development. In the active or positive phase, we exhale, and in the negative phase, when we're relatively relaxed, we inhale. Violating this rule can indeed impact our effectiveness and further progress. Now let's move on to the next point, which is more relevant for advanced athletes. It's the absence of precise muscle control and targeted muscle loading. Many individuals can perform a large number of pull-ups, push-ups, and other exercises for years without considering which specific muscle groups they are engaging. They might be surprised to find that only their biceps are growing while their back lags behind, or that their triceps develop from bench pressing while their chest remains underdeveloped. The key lies in the importance of neuromuscular control. We need to consciously focus on the muscles we are contracting, especially in pull-ups, where the primary focus should be on the back. It contains a significant number of muscles, but we particularly want to develop our latissimus dorsi muscles through pull-ups. Often, people prioritize pulling themselves up with their arms alone, neglecting the broader back muscles. While this may be beneficial for arm strength, it falls short in overall development. But if you really want to focus on developing your arms, then engage in specialized exercises that target the arms specifically. However, when it comes to pull-ups, they are primarily an exercise for the back. So, what you need to do is think specifically about the back and the muscle that you are pulling. Mentally, your brain sends signals to contract the targeted muscles in the back. Unfortunately, many people often underestimate the importance of this and have never even heard of neuromuscular control. By the way, understanding these principles is what sets professionals apart from amateurs. It's a complex matter, and no one said becoming a professional is easy. But it requires three things: understanding, feeling, and experiencing. The greatest progress is achieved when we purposefully work on the specific muscle we want to target. In the case of pull-ups, it means focusing on the latissimus dorsi muscles, the broadest muscles in the back. When you perform pull-ups next time, think about your latissimus dorsi and feel the load specifically there. You will notice a tremendous difference in how you feel during and after the exercise, and of course, in your overall results. Moving on to the next point, it's much easier to understand. It's about the concept of eccentric contraction, or the negative phase of an exercise. People often neglect this in many exercises, such as the bent-over row. They lift the weight and then simply drop it down. However, numerous studies have shown the importance of the negative phase, as it greatly influences hypertrophy and muscle development. So, when it comes to lowering the weight, it should always be under control. Some people may say, "I'm so exhausted, I've given it my all, and I don't have any strength left for a smooth descent." But let me tell you, convincingly, that this person is simply making excuses. When you have the strength to lift the weight, you also have the resources to lower it smoothly. It's just that the person wants to take an easier route and seeks justification. Whether it's pull-ups or any other exercise, the final negative phase of lowering should be smooth and controlled. That's how we achieve optimal activation of our muscle fibers. By the way, my friends, how do you perform pull-ups, and what's your personal record? Share it in the comments, it would be interesting to know. And now, I highly recommend you watch my other video where I talk about enhancing your abs growth and revealing the hidden obstacles standing in your way. The link to the video just appeared on your screen, and I've also included it in the description. Make sure to check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video about abs. Until then, take care.